and then, sorry, on Zoom, on Twitch, because I have students that go to Twitch, but then this will be uploaded to YouTube, and then any of the students that didn't come in, which is going to be a large number, but I don't want you to worry, like everybody, and that's another thing. You don't have to have your cameras on. You don't, there's no, well, state of California does not require it. So I wouldn't require it in these lives either, but just, if you guys have any questions, Edith is going to be sharing her experience with the whole, from classes all the way through passing the state exam, and then what's happening from that point forward, if anything. Not that anything isn't, but we haven't even talked about that, because I wanted to try to, I would like to keep it a little, not I don't know if exciting is the right word for it, but I'm excited. I'm excited about you sharing, and we'll start in, like, I don't know, 2 minutes. Does that work? Oh,
Yeah,
we have more people. Oh my gosh, like, why are people coming into this? What are you guys doing here? This isn't mandatory. Why are people coming to the Zoom? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. Okay. Well, that's it's just 4 people. It's just 3 people, including us. It's so that's good. Hello. Hi.
Hi, Kathleen, Leigh. I'm like all messy right now.
Hey, dude, if I didn't have this thing, this is a clip-in. Like, I don't even, that, as you can tell, like, say that again.
That's a long time no see. It's
That's
been
okay.
Almost a year since in November. I think it's going to be a year. So
that's okay, though. That's okay. I'm glad
it's
that
a big part of my life.
Awesome.
Big part. Yeah. So I was just using one of your scenarios yesterday. Actually, I thought of you twice yesterday when I got your text. The first one was about a Katy Perry, the one house that you. So I kind of have somebody that's going through the same thing right now. And I thought of the Katy Perry story. I was like, oh my gosh, this is a Katy Perry story in the moment. And then just by chance yesterday, a coworker from the medical field called to ask me questions on how to sign up and take classes. So you were spoken about, like,
okay,
yesterday. So it was nice.
Specific performance. I was trying to think what it's called. The court case with Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom, where they had to sue the ex-CEO for 1-800-Flowers for specific performance because he accepted their offer. And the moment you have the seller and the buyer, they have the bilateral contract. If the buyer, for whatever reason, is in breach of contract and doesn't complete their side of it, the seller can take 3% of the purchase price, right? But what can the buyer do to the seller? Well, if the seller chooses to be in breach of contract, they can be sued for specific performance, and that's what Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom did. The hiccup with that is that started back in 2017. She was still pregnant. So can you imagine, your child is 7 and you're still trying to close on a home that you wanted to raise her in? I mean, that's just a strange experience. But yeah, we've got a lot. And then, if being in the industry, the changes in August, where you have to have not just the disclosure regarding agency relationship, but you also have to have the if you have a buyer that's interested in looking at a house, you've got to go through the buyer's representation agreement, and the buyer's representation agreement has to be signed. But if they've checked exclusive, that means they work with you only. So you've got to make sure they understand that. If it's, a listing, the listing process is still basically the same, but you can't, there's separate now disclosures for commissions. And so that's a strange experience for people that have been in, I've been in the industry for 23 years, right? So it's weird for me to think about the idea that I have to put 0 there instead of filling that information out if you use card forms. But is there anybody in here that is either working with is there anyone in here that's either working with Coldwell? No, it's not Coldwell Banker. Yeah, Coldwell Banker has their own disclosures. If you are going to work with Coldwell Banker, or hey Gabby, if you're either going to work with Coldwell Banker, they have their own disclosures, so they don't have to go through that exact same process as we are going through, which is the 80 percentile that uses the California Association of Realtors forms, or the zip forms or car forms. So anyway, but yeah. All right, it's 6:33. Let's get cooking. Good looking. We've got Edith here. Edith is a previous student I had last year, and I asked if she would come into class and just kind of share with you guys what her experiences with where she went to school, and her application process all the way to passing the exam. So thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Hi, so I registered for Allied Real Estate School in July, and I took the 3-month course. So it was the, well, I guess I was very nervous, thinking, how am I going to get all this information down in 3 months? You know, but it was doable. Kathy's great. You know, when I finished, because I think I remembered I finished on the 10th of November. So that same week I got my fingerprints in, I registered through the e-licensing, I paid my dues, I did the combination with the sales exam and the license together, so I paid for that. And you know, that was processed pretty fast. Actually, I was thinking that I was going to take more time, or that I was going to have more time to study, but I was able to schedule for March 8th, which I had other options, because they give you options like maybe next week from when, you know, you're able to schedule. Yes, so I pushed it out and I said, okay, March 8th. I did a lot of studying. I didn't feel ready, so I pushed it out to April. And then I kept studying. I didn't think I was ready. For the most part, it was other agents saying, well, you know, I didn't pass the first time, I passed the second time, or I passed the third time. And so I just didn't think I was ready. So I pushed it out again, and I pushed it out to June 28th. And at that point, I was like, I don't think I'm ever going to feel ready. So I managed to go, and I made it. It was an interesting experience. I had never done anything like that. So I took my test in LA. So, you know, you get to the building, they make sure you don't have anything on you. They give you a little locker, you put your things in there. So your phone and your keys, basically. You put that in there. They sit you down in front of this computer, and you just answer your questions. And you're like next to, you know, 3 or 4 other people. It's a lot of vocabulary. So I would recommend on studying your vocabulary. It's a lot of understanding what those words mean. And at the end of the test, I used up my full time. I think you're given 3 hours. I used up all my 3 hours. I read and reread and went back and made sure that everything looked good. After that, they just kind of, you know, you let them know that you're done. And sorry, I was reading your question. Do you reapply when you...
Did you reapply when you push the appointment, or just you push the day? So did you have to pay to extend it?
So the first time you don't have to pay. The second time, I believe I had to pay like $15. And then the third time it was about the same. So like $15 to push the date out. So you don't have to reapply. You just go in there and reschedule your appointment. I was given, so once I was done, I was given a little piece of paper that was kind of stapled together, and they tell you, you can't open this until you get downstairs, in my case. So basically when you're out. And I opened it, and I was thinking that I was going to have some sort of results that said that I passed, that I didn't pass. There were other girls in there saying that this was their second time around, and theirs had results on them. And then that's how they found out. So that's what I was expecting. That wasn't the case. It just basically said log on to, you know, the website tomorrow around this time and you'll see the results. The next day came around and I glanced over at the clock and I was like, oh boy, do I really want to do this? And yeah, it was good news. So that was exciting.
Congratulations, your first time. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
what did you use to study for, to prep for the exam? What were the resources you used?
Quizlets. And on my own, I did flashcards with the words and their meanings. And
That's great.
I went through all 3 books and I just wrote down all the vocabulary words. And I thought I was crazy at some point because there's tons of words back there. But I mean, it helped.
Okay. No, that's good. I think you're the first student I've ever had that said that they studied the vocabulary. Did you, I'm assuming only, did you also do questions and answers like in CompuCram or Prep Agent?
Prep Agent, yes.
Okay. And for anybody here that hasn't taken the state exam yet or is about to take it, you can use my Prep Agent account. I say that all the time, but I'm not joking. Like
I used yours, yes.
Well, I wasn't trying to call you out, but I will get messages from students that literally say, hey, can you pay for your membership? I'm like, which account? Like trying to, because it's the only account I have now that isn't on auto pay. And I don't know why Prep Agent isn't on. So Joe, if you're watching this, do I let my students use my Prep Agent account? I do. You can cancel my account or you can let me just keep paying the $70 every 3 months or whatever it is, or 50 or whatever. Oh yeah. If you need to use it, I am more than willing for anybody that needs to use the account. And the thing is, if you don't feel comfortable using the account and you want to use your own, it's a good way of you getting the taste for it. But I could also give you a, what is it called? Where you're like, oh, hey, go through this and you'll get 30% off. And then I get like a gift certificate or something. It's not worth it to me. I just use my account, just, and then if you decide I'd rather, how do I get access to it? I'll put it in a chat.
Thank you so very much. And you say you use Quizlet, Edith?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Let me
Okay.
see if I still have it. Probably not.
Do you have, is it the Quizlets from Elena, or shoot, I can't think of her name right now. Eileen? No, that's not her name.
I don't remember. No, I don't.
Elisa. Because I also have a Quizlets account, and I'll let you guys have my password for that too. No joke.
Well, in class, you gave us access to a bunch of things that I used.
Okay. And whoever's in it, all my students, past, present, future, I have people that aren't even my students, but their parents or their cousin or their sister were, and they're like, can they use your PowerPoints? I'm like, oh yeah, that's not even a problem. I'm going to give you guys my, let's put the Quizlets account in the chat right now. And then I'll put, oops, that doesn't say Quizlets, it says Uselets, but it is the Quizlets. And then this is the Prep Agent, and you'll notice they're exactly the same. But definitely use them. I don't feel bad. As you can tell, the password's really hard to break in. But I'm not here to make life hard on you guys. I'm here to help be a success. That's why we have Edith here sharing. So you wrote your own, just let me regroup, make sure I recall. You used your own flashcards. You wrote your own vocabulary. Okay. And then you used Prep Agent, and did you use the Quizlets with Elisa as a Quizlets, maybe? Let me see if I can find that.
It was your account.
Okay. So let me look up that. Now, the hiccup. Now, okay. I've had a couple people tell me. Now, did you find anything strange on the state exam that you weren't expecting to have to answer? Did everything kind of fall into place?
The wording of things is very interesting.
Yes, it is.
Okay. 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 the legal terminology. I was just talking to somebody. I was talking to an accountant and an attorney today, and the reason I was talking to them is we were discussing building the term and definition from an imagery perspective. So taking the term and definition and creating an image to help students identify. So whether it's for the state exam, to help with accounting certification, to help with the state with the bar or the baby bar. This is the information for Quizlets, Elisa's Quizlets that we use. So for those of you that were in allied schools or Calibri or Real Estate Express or like Rockwell, any of those students, the Quizlets are associated. The questions for the principles, practice, and legal aspects are from those books. Is that going to cause you guys to be less? Is that going to be harder on you than if you had a different curriculum? No, it's coming from a completely different direction for you to get additional questions. And also, I think she did flashcards for all 760 or something like that vocabulary terms, part of the California Department of Real Estate. I also have all the PowerPoints. I've got digital books. Whatever resources you guys need, you can see. I believe you can hear it in Edith's voice that this worked for her. So it might work for you too. It might not. Do you guys have any? Oh, what is that?
My flashcard.
Oh, that's
letter C.
That's brilliant.
And I have one for this is S. So there's like a ton.
Oh my gosh.
Vocabulary words.
I love it. I love it. Do you guys have any questions? Okay, slow down. Don't all talk at once, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just kidding. Okay, so you did so just to give you guys a little bit of a background, the school that Edith went to is it's part of my Weekend Warriors, where I live lectured for 12 hours a weekend. So hearing my voice, that's why it's funny when people go, oh my God, it's so nice to hear your voice. I'm like, you heard me for 3 months straight. Like there was no, but then my other students that are independent, it's a completely different experience. So this Wednesday night, not just ask me anything, but one that wants to come in and ask questions can. What are all the materials you could train an AI agent to get students prepared might be very effective? Okay, true, but Raphael, there's a court case right now. I don't think it was about 6 months ago, and I can drop that in. Emily D. Baker, this crazy attorney that I love listening to with a potty mouth. She used to be a DA here in California, retired, moved to Tennessee, but she's still in pop culture. And there was a court case that she was reviewing where an attorney was suing ChatGPT because ChatGPT had given false information, and they call it hallucinations. So AI has what's called hallucinations. And the long and the short of the hallucination process is if you as an attorney or as a real estate agent or a real estate student ask a question and expect to get the right answer, if the answer isn't actually correct, ChatGPT can fall back on, well, the AI was probably hallucinating at the time. So, and this is a scary thing for an attorney in New York, because attorneys in New York, you know what I mean? When they're taking these court cases, because we've talked about that in class, where a court case, once whoever wins, it holds precedence, right? Just like with the National Association of Realtors, they settled that court case in Minnesota and said, okay, we'll pay. And now that they settled that court case, that holds precedent. So that court case, the court case where the attorneys are suing ChatGPT was trying to help them find court cases that they could use for precedent. And then they went into court and used them and didn't check it. So as a side note, Raphael's been playing with AI, and I appreciate you asking that stuff. A lot of times you have to go past the paywall with AI. So like ChatGPT or Dahlia or any of these other AI program opportunities that are out there. Once they give you the information, reference it. Always reference it when it comes to AI, because hallucinations are a thing. The more accurate data, the less hallucinations it gets. Absolutely, especially if you pay for it. I noticed that a lot of these AI programs and products, they're like, here's the free version, and the free version's like DOS, and then then you get like color after that. But so want to put, I just wonder if in the exam a lot of Wait, I'm so sorry. I misunderstand. I just wondering if the exam is coming a lot from making counts in percentages, because I get lost in that. Oh, you mean like math? How many math questions did you have? Do you remember any math
There,
questions?
there were some, not many, and well, for me at least, it wasn't like I needed a piece of paper and a pencil or something to like try to figure something out.
Okay. Okay. So does that help you out, Juana? Yes.
I was terrified. Math and I are not good friends, so I was part of it was why I was pushing things out, was because I was trying to get prepared with that math aspect of things,
Absolutely.
but it wasn't as bad as I thought.
So technically it's supposed to be only notes for the course. Technically it's supposed to only be 3 questions max, but let me see if I can find the link for the math stuff so that I can put that in chat, where there's that one page that gives you like a cheat sheet. So what's coming? Let's see, purchase of home. Melrose, that's not it. 5-minute brain dump. I know it's in here. Hold on just a second, you guys. Commissions, how do they work? I had a student, and I'm going to try to get her in next week to share her experience, because her experience is different than Edith's experience. Edith, broker. Do you have a broker yet? And if you do, tell us about your process.
Sorry, I lost you guys for a second.
It's okay.
Yes, I was able to find a broker. I interviewed with 3. Am I able to say names?
Yeah, it's up to you. As long as you're okay with the name coming out of your mouth on a recorded, yeah.
Well, I ended up signing with Realty One Group Summit.
Okay.
They are in Ventura. I live in Santa Paula, so it's very close. So I needed something in the Ventura County. It was a very nice experience interviewing with all 3 of them. It's very different from interviewing for a job, because you are also interviewing them in a way. You are asking them questions. So I found that to be very interesting, and I loved that part of it. I was able to make connections and see if, my personality would fit with their group. And that is what I ultimately ended up, why I ended up choosing Realty One Group.
Okay. And how long have you been with them?
I just started.
Okay.
So I've been with them for maybe a couple of weeks. I did take some time for myself after getting my license. And a big part is that I have a daughter, and it just feels like I gained another one because of something else.
Oh, wow. Oh, I thought you were saying because of the job. I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh, well, then that's gonna make it 3. So I needed to figure that out first before I, fully jumped into this. And so I feel like now I have the time and the dedication towards that. And that's why it's been fairly new.
Okay. No, that's really
If it's
good.
okay for me to ask, was it like a conversational interview kind of?
It was very easy going. It just came natural. I did Google some questions to ask. So you definitely want to know what your split is going to be. If they have any transaction fees, what monthly fees, any mentorships or any, teachings when it comes to new agents, so all these different things. And I, just made my list of questions that I was going to ask, and I took a notebook, and there were some questions that I was asked, and I was able to ask them those questions, and, what aligned best for me, then that's the decision that I made. But it's very easygoing. It flowed just very smoothly for me. I was terrified. I was thinking that I wasn't going to be able to answer some of the questions, or I was thinking that it was going to be more of like when you're out seeking a job and you have to put like your best impression or this was a little different, and it definitely helped a lot that it was like both ways.
Yeah. So it was kind of trying to know you and you trying to know them kind of situation.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Cool. And if you don't mind me asking, how much did you have to pay to start with them?
There are quite a few fees. So you do have to do your, you have to pay for your MLS.
Mm-hmm.
You have to pay for the becoming part of the Realtor Association. You have to pay, in my case, I have a monthly fee towards for using an office space.
Mm-hmm.
They do have transaction fees. The split is very nice. I like the split.
Wait, hold on a
And
second. The transaction fee, is that because you're working with someone at the office and they're helping you with the transactions? Do you have like a transaction coordinator? Is there somebody at the office that you're working, or are you in a team, or is
I have a mentor. Mhm.
okay.
I have
So
a
I'm listening to all the fees and I'm like, okay, wait, sorry.
No, yes, I have a mentor. I'm working with someone to help me guide, especially because I do have a client. And
Congratulations. It's
thank
so
you.
good.
It's very exciting. Yes. I do have a client. They're in escrow now. So that is very
Damn, dude, that was quick. You don't just have you have a client and then boom. Like you're like, I
Yeah.
have a client and yeah, we're closing soon. It's like, no, it doesn't, it's rare. You're doing great. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yes, it's very exciting. Especially because it's like more hands-on since I have a client. So it's not just this is what it would be if you had one, or if you that helps a lot.
All right. So so you believe the commission split is good, and that's as far as that has to go. Now the desk fee or the office fee, just to clarify with everybody in class, for those of you that are like, I don't want to have to pay that, just to share with you where the broker is coming from. Because in the state of California, the California Franchise Tax Board considers everyone that works in the office, whether licensed or not, including the janitor, that so real estate agent all the way down to the janitor, to the receptionist, to the whomever that comes in the office, the broker is required to have workers' comp insurance to cover everyone. So they'll call the fee a desk fee or an office fee, and a lot of times what it is the majority of the money. And I don't know how many, the broker could have 500 agents, they could have 2 agents, they could have 3 agents, and usually it's averaged over all of them, and it can run anywhere from $15 to $50 that they're paying. And so a lot of times what they'll do is they'll go, hey, you can have an office, and you have the opportunity to have like, like, of course you have an email because everybody's got a website and it's digital and stuff, but like stuff printed or any of that other stuff, they'll add that in there because they are required by law to have that insurance on you. So a lot of times what they'll say is, we're going to charge you an office fee. Now, I don't know if this is how it was for Edith, but we're going to charge you an office fee and we're going to give you this opportunity for this, but it's the covering for the insurance for each one of the people that's walking in. Now, you might be saying, well, I don't know why they're having to pay that. Like, I'm going to make it rain for my broker. True. But until you do, they have overhead. And a lot of times when the commission splits are better, people are more than willing to pay a monthly percentage or a monthly office fee. Now, with regards to you paying for MLS and become the Realtors Association, all this other stuff, did how do you say that? Your broker's already part of a local association, so you apply to that local association. So you're saying that are you paying that monthly, or did you pay your MLS, your realtor fee, and all that other stuff out a year for the rest of the year, or do you pay a little bit each month?
A little. Well, I paid from when I started until the end of the year.
Okay.
So it was prorated, basically.
Okay. And I pay, so basically I have it auto pay that it comes out once a month, but the next big close that I'll do, I'll just pay out the year, but as long as I know that there's just that little bit of money coming out. So for those of you guys that are like, how does this work? She had to apply under her broker, because your broker is a member of the local association. You can only be a member of whatever association where your broker is. The moment you become a member of your local association, they charge you, but in the fees that they charge you to be part of your local association, that's where the multiple listing service comes out. That's where you have your connection to the California Association of Realtors and the National Association of Realtors and your CAR forms or your ZIP forms. So there, everybody gets, it's the Costco pumpkin pie, like I say in class, right? Everybody gets a piece of that Costco pumpkin pie with regards to all of that. So those kind of fees and things there, it does cost. And I think I pay, it's different in different, for different associations, but I think I pay $1,200 a month, or it's not $1,200 a month, sorry, a year, $1,200 a year, I think, or $1,300 or something. So I get about $100 or so that pulls out of my account every month. And that just goes to me being able to be a realtor. And I don't mind, I'm not asking you to give any percentages or any numbers or anything. That's what I pay where my brokers association is. So whatever your broker is, whoever your broker is in an association with, the cost is associated with that local association. But there's multiple associations. And let's say, as an example, Edith wants to work with some of her friends that are up in Sonora, California. Her broker's association with the multiple listing service here in Southern California might not reach Northern California. And so she'll have to go to her broker. So many fees, Raphael. No, don't worry about it. You got this, Raphael.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be totally fine. Her broker has to actually apply to the multiple listing service or the association up there in order for her to be a part of the association up there, in order to like list a property up in that area. And just as a side note, when it comes to these fees and things, it's the cost of doing business. So I don't know how much it costs for you to put gas in your car or the electricity to charge your car, but you need to be looking at this as or how much it takes for how many Starbucks you get a month or whatever. But whatever the fuel is that you need for your body and you need for your vehicle, this is the fuel to engage this job. And it's a write-off, but I'm not an accountant, so talk to your tax representative and make sure. Now Edith's happy where she is. I've had students not come in and interview, but I've had students call me that were not happy with the broker that they chose. And you can walk away at any point in time, right? This is a relationship between you and the broker. This broker is not going to make or break you. You're there to help that broker's office become successful. Is that why you picked this one? Is it a little bit like that, where you're like, okay, I think I can work with these people?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys, I'm not trying to wrap it up, but I know Edith has a lot going on and you guys have a lot going on. Do you guys have any more questions for her?
No, I just want to say thank you so much for sharing, especially with the study tools that was given. Oh my gosh, because I took my test and I failed.
Oh,
yes, I know. So I'm trying to do it again. And
okay, you reach out to me and we're going to you guys don't have to leave right now. I'm just letting Edith stay if she wants to stay. But if you guys, but if you want to go, you can go, because I don't want you to feel any pressure, because these guys are in here asking questions and stuff, but it might be about class or taking the state exam. So feel free. And I'm going to, and for those of you, once you pass the state exam, I'm not trying to call you out. I told her, I'll pay you, come to class. So I'll pay everyone to come to class and talk to you guys. So I'm going to Zell, give me 20 minutes. Okay. And you're going to be getting me a Zell. but that's my encouragement to keep doing what you're doing. And I'd love to have your broker come in and be able to talk to the students as well. But I didn't pass the state exam the first time. Edith did. Why do you think I brought her in? I'm like, please come in. Somebody passed the first time. Thank God. But also another thing that you guys aren't aware of, and I need to bring to her attention, she might not be aware of either. The California Department of Real Estate was moving during the time she was taking the exam from the building they were in to the building that they were going to. We also got a new commissioner. We have a female commissioner now. We had a male commissioner for quite some time. And so they moved offices. So the fact that she got her application in and approved and she got her test dates was very unique during that period of time. So, and I have another student that's going to be coming in. So thank you. Sorry, Edith, thank you so much. Thank you for coming in. I got a private message that says, can you send me the link for the fingerprints, please? Oh, yeah. I can totally. For those of you that are in the private message, sending me private messages that I sometimes call out names, I'm going to try not to. But Edith, thank you so much. Stay if you want to, and if you don't, that's okay too. But we are so blessed and grateful. And you can always come into class and send anybody our way that needs classes or is interested.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Edith.
My sister's thinking about maybe doing it, so I'll send her your way.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for having me. I was very excited when I saw your email.
Yes.
I missed your voice, regardless of what you say. But yes, I mean, it's just a contagious laugh and smile that you have. And that's what I think we miss.
Yeah, and
well,
the birds.
Absolutely. Awesome. Okay, well, don't worry, because I'm going to stay in touch with you. You can always come into class. You can stay. I don't want you to feel any pressure or stress. What was I going to say? State exam. Okay. I have a student that has been reaching out to me for the last three weeks, maybe it's been 4 weeks, and just going through a lot, saying I can't seem to pass the state exam. I'm like, well, then let's meet once a week. And I haven't had her as a student for like 6 months. And so we'd meet, and so I'm opening the door to anybody that wants to do that. Any of the students, past, present, even people in the future that are interested, we can do a Zoom and just have a conversation. And so she would sit with me and she's like, okay, I don't get this. I'm like, okay. And then we would, I see that, me, we'll do it. But she would say, I don't understand finance. I don't understand, like there were particular terms. And I was like, okay, so what about it don't you understand? Okay, the question is this. And then we actually were building, she had a notebook and she was like writing stuff down, but I would put in front of her, we'd open a screen. Actually, I think I have one of them. Let me see if I can find it. I mean, I can find it. I just need to share my whole page, my whole screen with you guys right now. It was something like, okay, well, we have at your fingertips, but it was something like, it wasn't necessarily info that helps, but this is like a great example where, this is the last class I had. Please don't ever log it. You can't get in. That class closed like 2 weeks ago, but, and customer support can call them. But anyway, decimals to percentages. So a quick overview of math. And she was asking me, I don't know if it was her or somebody else that asked me about this, but I found a really cool website that helps you break down a decimal to a percentage. And sometimes for those of you that are like, oh my God, Kathy, I just maybe some space too. I will definitely make space for everybody in here. Absolutely. We are so blessed that Edith came in. Thank you so much. Oh no, absolutely. I totally understand. Absolutely. You're gonna hear from me. Give me 20 or 30 minutes of max. I just, you guys want to see my little one? She got her hair did last week. What do we say? We say I'm beautiful. We say I would like some attention, please. What do we say? Oh, she's so rowdy in the moment I lift her like that. It's like Lion King 2 or something. But anyway, thank you so much. So when it comes to you guys passing the state exam, if there's a need to understand decimals to percentages or any of that other stuff, I will find the cheat for you. And I'm not asking you to cheat. I will find you the thing that will connect this to the other. And we'll make a way where there seems to be no way, because teamwork does make the dream work. And I don't mean to be like oversimplify things. You have enough stress in your life. You don't need to add to the stress in your life by going, I just don't give up. My key to this whole entire, every class I teach, whether I live lecture, whether you're independent study, whether it's a hybrid, you can pass the exam. And I just was speaking to a student earlier today that's an international student that just passed the exam. And having international students, they have people that don't have a social security or a visa. There's a different process for that. And so I just want to encourage everybody in this, but this is an example of something. If we can walk through this, just so you guys know, all of the people that are teaching your kids that took the CBEST and all this other stuff, they're like, oh, I'm so smart, I took this exam. It's at a second grade math level. So for them to go, oh, I'm not trying to scare you and think that your children aren't being well educated. I believe that they are, but I'm just trying to share with you, there's a base level of knowledge that is not, that we fear if we aren't aware of it. So if I tell you that your understanding of decimals and percentages and addition and subtraction just has to be at a second grade level, put a 1 in chat if that makes you feel better. Put a 2 in chat if you're like, oh God, second grade, Kathy, holy crap. That way you guys can feel a little bit more comfortable with the process. You don't have to know calculus. You don't have to know trigonometry. The standard 4 + 4 is 8. I almost said 2. Be careful, Kathy. Anyway, that being said, there's room for everyone on my in the Zoom process. We can definitely do this. I am a text message away. I've said this 100 times. I am a phone call away. That's my Google text. You guys can text me there. My email address, you guys can email me on my personal email. You can email me through the school email if you would prefer. This one, I have push notifications on, but I don't have it on my school emails after hours. You might hear back from me at like 5 in the morning, but you're not going to hear from me at like 9 or 10 at night. But you can always reach me. I want you guys to have that opportunity, but you're only as strong as the resources that you need or use. And if you need something watered down, if you need something, Kathy, give it all to me. I've got Google Drives. I've got all the things that'll help you be successful in this industry. And Edith had questions she asked her broker. How did you guys feel about that? The fact that she was just responding, just sharing with you guys, well, this is what I did. I looked up questions and I decided this is what I was going to ask them. And she walked in knowing that she was holding the tools to success herself. Does that make you feel better with the interview process? Yes, no, maybe so.
Yeah, that's quite brilliant of her.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Yeah, it's quite brilliant.
Now, you guys are our own, like most of you are just steps away from passing the exam. Those of you that have passed the exam and are already in it to win it, I need you to come into class and talk to the students, because I think I'm an old lady. And if I tell you, oh, you can do this, that's like your mom saying you're pretty. Not that you aren't pretty. You know what I mean? It's not the same. So,
I'm happy to share anytime you like, Kathy, about my experience.
Oh my God, totally. I want to schedule you for November.
Okay,
oh no,
November.
Yeah, you can. No, you can do it now if you want to, but I'd rather
I'm
you get your
whole. Okay.
Don't look at me, dude. I already showed you my hands. Like, hello.
I've been
Don't
like,
even.
But you know what? I'm so glad that I'm like participating, because you really give you do give good knowledge, even of like the up to dates, like, just Chat GPT, all that stuff. Like, it's really good for me just to even log on, even though I passed my test. But I started with Kathy last August, her Weekend Warriors, and San Diego Oceanside. I think we had an earthquake during our class. So if you remember that one, so I was in that class. And so August, September, October got done in November of last year. I kind of messed up because I think Kathy was saying the light bulb didn't click. She kept saying to apply for the state exam. Once you have your certificate 1 or 2, because the DRE is behind on reviewing applications. I submitted, like, got done in November with Kathy, and I didn't submit my application till like December 15th, and it wasn't reviewed until like February 15th. So that was a big delay. That was like 2 months delay, holidays all in there. When February came around, that, hey, you can now you can now choose a test date. That took me from February to April. And that was like another 2-month delay. I probably could have done it sooner, but I was giving myself from February to April time because I knew I had a little vacation here and there. So I scheduled it April 15th. I thought I was going to like reschedule it, like, because I was not taking time to study, and I'm a person on the go. So thank God for Kathy's student prep accounts. I was on that like crazy. It was like I even started cleaning it out because I was like, I want to know where I left off. I was like the only one using it, it looked like, because the last person, nobody was upgrading new tests. I was like, oh, I must be the only one in here. So
it's really, you guys, I'm serious when I offer it to you. I'm not messing around. Like, use it. And if it expires, don't feel like I'm not trying to let it expire. I don't need it right now.
Yeah.
This is
really
really
good stuff.
Yeah.
That was really good stuff. Just download an app that it has test questions. So when you're laying in bed and all the lights are closed, if you still have it in you to like do test questions while you're dozing off, hit 3 and you're like, you go to sleep thinking about test questions. And just YouTube that. Joe from Student Prep, he also has YouTube. So when I was doing my laps, walking my neighborhood, I just was exposing myself to sound all the time. If I couldn't sit, it was going to be in my ear, just hearing repetitive questions. And when I took the test April 15th, I was going to reschedule. But I said, you know what, Leigh, you only have to pass with a 70. Come on. And I kept seeing
C minus, C minus. Like when I tell you guys, look, do I want you to get an A? Get an A.
Yeah.
Your general practitioner might have been at the bottom of their class. That's a B minus. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying, guys, they still became a doctor. Don't let the I've got to get an A. Dude, pass that class, bro. That class is over. You know what I mean? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, it's all fine. So I was noticing that with the test prep agent with your account, that I was passing with about 69, 70. And I was like, okay. I was like, all right, it looks like, let me just take in. If I fail, I'm like, okay, who cares? I do it again. And I also did the back of every chapter that I did not feel comfortable with our books. I would just go back to the test questions. And then if I stumped on something, I would just go and like just review like the bullet points to what that meant. A lot of Kathy's scenarios, such as like the celebrity stories, the Bruce Willis stuff, all that starts clicking in. Like I relate to Kathy's brain because I love stories. And I'm like, okay, that's how I connect. Tell me a story and I got it. So just that app, using the back of your book, test questions that Kathy has, and audio. When you're driving, put audio on. Audio. Give yourself a break every so often. Listen to music or something. But took the test, passed it. My first time, they said, don't open it until you get to your car. I got to the elevator. There was a young lady there that said she failed. And I was like, you failed? I was like, oh my God, how do you know you failed? And here I got to my car and it didn't have a score. So if you fail, you get a score right away. If you pass, you don't even know your score. So I don't know if I passed with 70. I don't know if I passed with an 80, but once it got to like question like 90, 95, I was feeling a little cocky with it. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is so what I practiced on Joe's it was like identical to me with that student prep. I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, oh my gosh, you still have like another half, simmer down, so by the time 150 came, I got done. And that's when they said, here, open it. And yeah, when you log in, I didn't get it as clear as Edith, but I was like, did I pass? I was like, where's my score? Where's my score? And I had to go back and reread that paper that they give you. And they say, if you pass, you're not going to get a score, only if you fail. So I was like, okay. And that was it. I passed my test April. And from April through August, I was just studying of what to expect once I sign with a broker, because I know that once you get in the field, like money starts hitting you, like chunks of money. That MLS association, all that was like at least $650 to get started. I ended up signing with EXP August, so I took a lot of the summer off. And August 1st, I signed up with EXP, and I said, you know what, Leigh, just start. You're done. Like, today's August 1st. Last August, you started with Kathy. Now this August, you're starting with EXP. You'll figure out a team and just start with EXP. I'm glad I started with EXP. And then that whole month of onboarding with EXP, I was like, okay, it kept me so busy. Like, okay, this is what EXP offers. Like, cool, cool, cool. And then all of a sudden, towards the end of August, I start looking and I'm like, okay, I've done enough. Like, now what? So then that's when I decided to look for a team. Somebody had an open house, an agent had a listing here, and it said the team name, Whistle. And I was like, let me look them up. And I liked the way they were a team. Like, why join a team if you're not going to act like a team? And a lot of these agents within that team, looking at their Instagrams, they were like, surround yourself with a team that's going to help you and surround you, with resources and share your knowledge. And they're very diverse in all kinds of aspects, ages, backgrounds, ethnicities, whatever. Very, very diverse. It's a team of 120 agents at this time, and they're growing. Riverside County and San Diego County. I know I haven't had any transactions just yet. This is like my second month with them, but I've been receiving great training, amazing mentors. My first 3 transactions, even with EXP, your first transactions are with a mentor. They assign you one if you don't have one. And yeah, it's just been a lot of knowledge. So I know my first 3 commission checks, first 3 checks, and my commission's gonna be a little shorter. And they even said hey, your first 3 to 4 checks, don't be scared. It's just stick with it, because check number 5, 6, 7, and 8, you're done paying all your dues. And I'm like, okay, I could do show me the knowledge up front and take what you need, and then from then on, I get to keep my checks, right? It's just whatever they do, their split. And I've been doing an open house every week, so one open house a week, and just staying busy, meeting amazing people. I would start also, what I regret not doing when I was in hiatus during the summer is that I should have at least gotten to open houses and started introducing myself to agents a lot sooner, so they can start seeing that familiar face. And then that's how you can also start seeing hey, how do you like your team? Do you get a good support? Does it feel like a family? Do you, even if you're assigned a mentor, are your other colleagues helping you out? And that was important to me, that we all help each other and we all have each other's back. So I come from the field of nursing, so I wanted to replicate that same aspect. But that's it. I'm just apps and just keeping that book. I think I studied 2 weeks hard.
Okay,
Just
good.
2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask you the amount of time. 2 weeks seems to be what I'm hearing has worked the best. But when you do that 2 weeks hard, it's hard. I'm not talking, that's not 30 minutes a day. That's eat, breathe, sleep. No YouTube, no Insta, no TikTok. TikTok will kill you guys. If you guys are studying, do not go to TikTok. You'll lose 6 hours like that. But yeah. So that 2 week, I'm getting that. I've had a couple students tell me they did 3, but really that concentrated, that's the only thing you're focusing on.
Yeah. Okay. It's like a 2.5 to 3 in the first. When you're at the third, you're like, let me open the book. And okay, I got background music or background TV going, and once that 2 weeks starts coming, you're like, oh, I don't have enough time. Yeah. So that was the freaky part. But you, Kathy, I just have whatever you just sent me. I am here just because I am successful and have made it because you have given me these resources and tools. So I just thank you. And I'm I will be here any day that you need me to just talk to your students. I don't need nothing from you. You believed in me before
Yeah.
I believed in myself. So I was like, I don't know if I could do this. And but you made it feel so comfortable. And again, just your story sharing just your personal life and celebrity stuff, what you've experienced and heard, and what your knowledge that you pass on. Like, I'm here just to pass on. I'm still passing you on to other people that who you are. So like I said, like this is what it is. This is real estate. You help each other out. If I believe if you don't pass on the knowledge that you know, that knowledge won't trickle down to me, and you've just been a blessing to give me the resources, so you just provided, you set me up for success, just giving me that even the sign in and a Quizlet. I did use a little bit of the Quizlet, very little, but it was more of the student prep. But I'm here, and I'll try to log in once a week, see if any other student needs to hear something. But you guys can do it, and it's fine. 70%, y'all. 70.
It's a C
Don't stress
minus.
yourself. Yeah. Don't
It's
stress
not-
yourself. Yeah.
It's not like the nursing license.
No. A lot
Okay.
different. So, all right. And if there's any questions, I'll be here. I'm just overhearing, and then I'll log off in a little bit. But thank you. And I'll be here on a Wednesday whenever I can.
Okay. No, I love that. Okay. So for those of you, the reason we came back and started doing these Wednesdays is it's nice to hear somebody after they've gone through this process and where they are after a year or after 6 months. And I have the students that were there when I went through the emergency and stuff, like, we're back. And you're like, I thought you were gonna do Wednesday. I know, dude. I even did a recording in ICU. Like, I'm in ICU, guys. I can't even do class. If my nurse knew that I'd done that, but I was on some pain meds, man. I didn't know. Anyways, I look back at the recording now and I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. But anyway, if you guys have any questions, please ask them. You don't have to ask them here. You can send me a text. You can send me an email. I was teasing Raphael. I see he's jumped off. He's one of my international students. One of the things I want to share with you guys before you go is there is a commercial real estate course you can take. I'm going to put it in chat. I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, Gabby, but I just want to know if you had registered for the class. But you don't have to share that information if you don't want to. Not because of any other reason other than I'm going to be sharing it right now. And the instructor, this is Eve Capital, amazing instructor. I have her come into my UCLA classes because that's the one place that I can have an instructor come in that I'm not like constrained to doing anywhere from 3 to 6 chapters a weekend. But Eve Capital, and I put it in chat. You guys can check it out. It's a commercial real estate course. I know it talks about an internship and some other stuff. It's actually an 8-week course where you're getting complete submersion in the commercial real estate experience. And she's a phenomenal. Laura is the owner of Eve Capital. She is taking her time to share with people how the commercial real estate industry works. And she is doing that out of the goodness and the kindness of her heart. And you're like, but Kathy, I thought people get paid. She's not getting paid for the classes. This is her saying, hey guys, this is what commercial real estate is all about. And if this is something you guys want to do, come and join our team, or let us know if you have any clients that have commercial, and we can do some type of partnership where and if she has a real estate deal, a residential real estate deal, you better believe that she's reaching out to people that have reached out to her with commercial. So this is one of those in the industry situations where you can engage with someone who's in another field of expertise that it will benefit you. You don't have to take the class. I think it's 300. It might be 400. Gabby, let me know what the cost is on that. And or all of us know, you can put it in chat. And it's just a potential for you guys to go in. Now, one of the things is you do need to contact this email down here, this WLAC hyphen, et cetera, et cetera. And the reason you need to reach out to them is what they'll do is people come back and just keep taking the class from her and keep taking the class from her.
Yeah.
They just keep coming in, and they'll bump those guys for people that want to come in for the first time and experience. Because in these classes, I teach them, right? Whether you're doing this independently or whether you hear me live lecture and talk a lot on the weekends or during the middle of the week, This is a completely different experience. Commercial real estate has a different set of disclosures. It has a different set of everything. And so it is beneficial to you if you want to go into real estate to understand the commercial side from a familiarity perspective. And she knows how to share in a manner that makes a lot of sense, actually. And so I want to encourage you with that, with this as an opportunity. You don't have to take this course from her. I'm trying to get Laura back online with me so that we can record and she can do the PowerPoint presentation so that it's recorded where you guys can check it out there. But I'm telling you, if for those of you that are like, I don't know if residential real estate's my thing, that's okay. It probably is, but knowing that what the commercial side has to offer as well, that way you can feel comfortable if somebody says, hey, I want to go buy a 5 or more unit building, residential building, it's still commercial. More than 4 units is a commercial building. And then you can reach out to her and go, hey, I have a client, and then your 2 companies can work together. So this is one of those situations where you can walk hand in hand with a reputable commercial real estate company that will actually take your phone call. There's a lot of commercial out there that won't. So that's what I wanted to share with you. I put that in chat so you guys have that. How are we doing?
Well, to add on how the process is going with me and Laura, as an international student, I have to. There are a lot of regulations I have to fulfill to take the class because I'm no longer a student. So on internship, I have to get my employment card out as per what my counselor was advising me to do. So Laura had connected me with her partners with the WCLA, so who are helping me as well. So it's I have to connect both parties in order to get through with this and take the class. But there's progress. There's a lot of progress going on at this time. So I'm just waiting for Laura's team to get back to me as well with what the international community advised me to do.
Okay, cool. I forgot, man. I saw the image that you sent me that said contact the international student department. And so for those of you that are international students, it's easy for me to say, hey, go just take this class. But no, there's a different set of things that you have to go through. So Gabby, don't give up. I know I said I'd call you and I didn't call you, and I'm sorry about that. But let's just keep texting each other. We'll keep each other in the loop. Or keep me in the loop on what's going on, okay? But don't, it doesn't start till the 21st. So that's
like a week or less.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my God, we're already in I apologize. I know I said I was working on Halloween, but sometimes I forget that we're already in October. I'm late. I should have already had my decor up anyway. But okay, cool. Keep me posted on that. But yes, international students, those are my students that are international. You guys, there is an additional set of processes you have to go through, and I apologize for that. That is just the worst. But just be Gab. I know Gabby will be vigilant. I'm not worried about Gabby. Gabby's like in it to win it. And Raphael, sorry, Raphael. I thought you I thought you kicked it. I thought you left. I apologize. Raphael actually took the class with Laura last semester and was able to be completely submersed. I mean, you don't have to unmute yourself if you don't want to, but how was the experience for you, if you want to put it in chat or if you want to unmute yourself?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
It's so good to be here. Yeah, so it was pretty nice. It was, if I'm not mistaken, 11 weeks where we would meet 3 times a week. Once for a lecture with Laura directly, where she basically, her assistant is very cool and organized, and she, as soon as the program starts, she sends everyone a Google Drive with all of the resources that you need all the PowerPoints that Laura's gonna go over, and you basically have everything from day one. And for once a week during 11 weeks, Laura meets with us to basically go over the PowerPoint if anyone has any questions. So it's more of a question and answer thing. And then the next 2 meetings during the week is gonna be a team training. One, when I was taking it, was on the Wednesday, and it was a team training, and the other one was the advanced team training, which was on Friday. when I started the program, she was holding those 2 meetings a week with her team of agents at her office. But midway, they all decided to, instead of having 2 meetings a week, to just host one. So I don't know how it's working right now, but it's probably going to be 1 meeting with Laura and 1 team training. And it's pretty cool because you can get to see a like the inside under the hood of what it actually looks like. So she opens the floor to every agent, basically, talk openly about, their listings, what they did during the week, what their struggles, if they did a cold calls or not, how's everything going, and basically mentoring them. And you're there just, absorbing and able to ask pretty much anything you want. So it was very cool in that sense. I definitely recommend anyone, wishing to take, either if they want to become an agent or not, or just you can quickly get in a sense of what it looks like to actually work in one of those good, places. Laura is very nice. She owns the whole thing. Yeah, but definitely recommend it.
Awesome. I'm going to put Eve Capital in the chat so that you guys have that as well. Eve Capital.
Cool. Is anyone here planning to take it?
Yeah. Gabby's taking it.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Go for it. I think
Thank you, man.
Yeah, I think we probably talked about this when we were in class together probably like 2 quarters ago, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, Gabby,
Right.
did you take a class with Raphael? Raphael took the practice course.
Yeah, we shared a classroom together, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Oh, good.
Yeah, but go for it, man. It's very cool. And at the end, if you are, if she likes you, she's probably gonna offer you a place there. So it's definitely a easy way into a cool place to work.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, definitely recommend it.
Thank you.
It's and my reason now, for those of you, both Raphael and Gabby have actually had the experience of meeting Laura because she came to the classes at UCLA, and that was so cool for her to be able to just, in the same way we're doing this, she did that with my students. Like, what questions do you guys have? This is what we do. This is how commercial real estate is available. And I would love to be able to have her teach that course at UCLA or at Glendale Community or at Los Angeles Community College District, Community Los Angeles, whatever the district is. Because even though she does it at this other college, I'd love for her to be able to do it other places as well, because it's such rich information. You're not going to get it in the book. Commercial real estate is lightly touched on. You're not going to be engrossed in it like you will get it from her. And I apologize. I thought it was an 8-week course. I didn't realize it was 11. That's 11. That's a lot of weeks, but if it's Zoom, sweet. You know what I mean? All right. It's 7:36. I kept you for a little bit over an hour. How are we feeling? Let's take a pulse of the room. How are we feeling? You guys doing good? Let's skedaddle. And let's hit the ground running next week. If you have any questions, though, let's answer questions right now. Let's try to do a quick answer. Or if you have questions that it might be 8 weeks, I might be mistaken. Hey, dude, when I first started teaching, I didn't know the classes were 4 weeks. No, I can time travel and be late. Okay, so don't trip. We're good. I'm going to put my email in again, and you can always text message me if you do not want to ask questions in class. There's nothing wrong class in Zoom. This is all about Q&A. If you want to bitch and complain about your broker, sorry about the language. If you want to complain about your broker, if you want to complain about a situation or a class you're taking right now with another instructor, this is my personal Zoom. This is being recorded. It's going out into the World Wide Web through Twitch live right now. But the reality of the situation is we're here as a team to strengthen you and grow you into that next, whatever it is, whatever the next chapter is in your life. That's what these Zooms are all about. This is not about any, and if I gave you a failing grade, for those of you that are in classes with me right now that are independent study, Canvas will put a 0 if it's past the date it was due, and everything was for last week was due yesterday. So get that work in. I will give you full credit. I don't care that it says 0. Submit it again. You don't like getting a 90 from me? Submit it again. Give me justification. Sell me like you're going to sell that house. Sell me on you getting an A. Okay. I'm totally down for all that stuff. All right. You guys are good though. Everyone's good. Now, if you haven't passed the state exam, email me. We will make a Zoom appointment next week, and we will do a personal Zoom, and we will build out how you're going to pass the exam. And I'll do the same thing with you, okay? That I did. And now if you haven't passed one of your open book classes, whether with another instructor or even with myself, if you haven't passed with a C- on the open book exams on any of the classes and you need to go back, especially practice is such a kick in the balls class right now. The way that was rewritten is just insane in the membrane. And those of you that took the classes last year, God bless you. Come this year, Mamma Mia, it's been crap. It's been a proverbial pile of horse manure. With regards to how hard it is, the practice book, which used to be like the one that was fun to do. I'm seriously telling you, you have my email, you have my phone number. Let's make an appointment. Let's engage Gabby. Keep me posted, because we need to make sure that you not only get in that class, but that everything's situated through our previous conversations we've had. And I'll just leave it at that. But I don't mean it like that. Like he knows and I know. He knows it's good. But if you haven't passed the state exam, I'm serious. Next Wednesday, we're going to have Aiko, and she's going to be coming in, and she's the student that I worked with to pass, and she passed on Friday, and she's like, can I talk to you on Friday? I was like, oh, and Friday I was in these curriculum meetings, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm like to my eyeballs in having to deal with like the red tape of work. I can't talk to you. Can we talk tomorrow? I have all day tomorrow. And she's like, I just want to tell you I passed my state exam. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, and I'm supposed to be like very business-like. And I'm like in the middle of Zoom, I got my phone up but anyway, just see, and I'm going to try to get as many students or brokers in as I can to facilitate some of these opportunities for us to chat and just pick people's brains. So, okay. Does that help?
Definitely. Yes.
All right. Okay.
Thank you so much, Kathy. I will definitely email you. Yeah, got to pass that test. Got to pass it.
You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. You can't not do it. It's gonna happen. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much for putting this all together for us. Oh my gosh. Great informations. Really love it. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And thank you all for sharing, Leah.
Yeah.
Yes, really, really awesome.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. And I want to know more about EXP, because that's the digital real estate company. And that's the direction that a lot of students are asking me about. And I have no information. So I really do need you to come in. And I really do need you to send me your Zelle and Venmo information, because I really need, because I have no way. I was saying, not giving up on life, life's cheat codes. Keep at it. Absolutely. But we do need to have you come here. You don't want me to? Do you need to go outside? We're gonna go outside soon. I promise. She comes over and she wants me to hold her, and then when she walks away, I'm like, okay, that's my. I've got 2 minutes. I got 2 minutes till it's time to clean the floor. That's what I'm getting. That's what you get from a 10-month-old puppy. But I'm a text message away. I'm an email away. We can do this. We're going to hit the ground again running next Wednesday, and I will download this and have this uploaded to YouTube. And I'm going to try to be far more vigilant on letting us engage like this. Okay. If you know someone that you want to come in or is interested in real estate, this exact same Zoom link and password is going to be the same thing at 6:32 every Wednesday until the end of the year. Not every Wednesday, because I don't know when Christmas is or any of those other. Again, I can travel in time and be late, so we'll figure those out as we get closer to December and Thanksgiving and Black Friday. Hello. But we'll figure that stuff out. Okay, guys.
Perfect. That sounds great. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Have a good night. Bye.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.